Hi everyone, today I would love to crochet with you this beautiful pattern using Herringbone Stitch. This is one of my favorite stitches because it looks awesome and it suits many bags and other crochet items. But I thought that Herringbone Stitch is also perfect for Christmas trees. So today I'm going to show you how easy you can make these Christmas trees. Actually, I never write the pattern, but today I'm going to write the pattern while I'm crocheting with you because I know all of you love more written instructions included. So if you want, you can always go to my blog and all the patterns are written there. So this pattern is really simple. Actually, I crochet them without writing the pattern, just making a decrease after 2 rows. So 1 row, then the row on the other side, and then the next row I make decrease. So it's very simple. And I think you can crochet just by following my instructions, and you can make of any size. It doesn't matter, just imagine you want this size of tree, so you just chain that number. That means that you don't have to use exactly the same hook as I'm using. You don't have to use the same yarn. You can use whatever yarn, cotton, acrylic. Indeed, today I decided to use the yarn that I accidentally found in my yarn shop close by my house. They have this popcorn. This is Portuguese yarn called Rosario Esquadro. It's very beautiful. I never used corn yarn, so I'm curious how it will be. And well, here is all the information. You can use any yarn, absolutely any yarn, and just the hook that matches your yarn. So I'm going to use 3mm for this one. And then you can make with different color or use the same color of yarn to make the trunk, the little one. And of course you can also slip stitch 2 together, or even put a bit of stuffing here to make it, or use as a garland. You can use as a gift tags. Many things can be done with these beautiful Christmas trees. And now let's get started. So as I told you, I'm going to write, so later I don't have to spend more time on writing the pattern. Hook, I'm using 3mm, but you can use absolutely any hook. And yarn, I'm using the corn fiber, but you can use whatever, so any. And the detailed information about the yarn I will write on my blog. So the next thing, how many chains, because we are going to start with chains. You can chain any number, absolutely, doesn't have to be odd or even. You can chain any number, but I'm going to chain 20, so if you have doubts, just chain like me, 20, and after you crochet one, the next ones you can adjust by yourself. So we are going to chain 20. Let's start. I have never worked with corn yarn, so I'm really curious. It looks the same and feels the same like cotton, so I think it's very similar. And I'm going to make just a slip knot. So make a loop and make a slip knot. And chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just continue until you have 20 or any number you wish. So I have approximately the same size of Christmas tree. I'm going to measure in centimeters, so in case you have different. It's around 9 centimeters. You can make even 10 or maybe even less. Yeah, around 9. You can make whatever number. The more, the bigger will be the tree, so you can experiment. And now we are going to work into the back side of the chain. So this is our chain, just turn and you see these horizontal bumps or stitches, and you are going to work into each of them. So here I'm going to insert my hook here and make single crochet. I'm going to use, actually you can work directly into the chain, but I really like that here later is the chain. But actually I also crochet into the chain and it doesn't make big difference, so you can choose whatever. You can even go directly into the chain or into the back bumps, which is a bit harder because if you chain tightly could be harder. So you just make single crochet. Hope it's clear. Then I don't know if you know herringbone stitch. If you know, just continue with herringbone stitch. If no, I just explain. Here is our single crochet. We have the 2 yarn. You insert the hook into one like this, so you keep it and then move to the next bump here. Grab the yarn. You have 3. You can make a bit longer and then yarn over and pull through all 3. That's the first. So we are making these herringbone stitch lines. Then you take, you see you have 1, 2, 3. You go to the last one and then to the next bump. I like to call them bumps, but I don't know the right name. Maybe back stitch. And then you pull a bit, so they are like same size. Then yarn over and pull through all 3. Then again, you see you have this 1, 2, 3. You go to the last one and then insert into the back bump, pull a bit. I say pull a bit because so it's more clear. You keep this stitch a bit longer. So then you take again, and that's it. It's very simple for the right side. Then I show you how to make the wrong side in the next row. So just continue like that until the end of the row, and then I show you how to crochet on the wrong side. So I have finished row 1 and now I'm just going to show you the last stitch. So here is our slip knot and the last bump here. So I'm going to do all the same like before. Yarn, go under the bump, yarn over and pull through 3. That's it. So now we have finished row 1 and we are starting the row 2 on the other side. And right now I have 20 single crochet, 20 stitches, 20 herringbone stitches. And now I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and here I'm going to move the working yarn on this side. So like that. The working yarn must be on this side, not in front. And here we have the herringbone stitch. So what I'm going to do next is I'm taking my hook and I'm going directly into the first stitch. So here is chain 1 and I'm going to the first here and the 2. And here, hope it's clear, you can see this line of stitches, so you go also under it. So basically you go here under these two chains and also under this line that you have down here. So you will have a clear herringbone stitch. Then you grab the yarn and pull on the other side. Like that. Turn the hook, pull a bit longer and make single crochet. That's the first one. And on the other side it looks like this. So the herringbone stitch is just here, and here is our right side, so we are imitating the stitch, so it follows here. So everything you did on the first row you must do on the next row, but you are not on the right side, you are on the wrong. So we are just going into the single crochet, put the yarn, go to the next stitch, grab the yarn, you have 3, pull a bit up, and that's it. So next you go to the last one with the hook, then you go to the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 3, and here we see that our herringbone stitch starts to be more visible. So later you will see the working yarn is always closer to you. So now I'm going to go to the last like this, and I'm going under 3 yarns here, grab the yarn, pull a bit longer, pull through all 3, and again. I hope that's clear. It's just the usual herringbone stitch single crochet. So keep going like that until the end of the row, and then I show you how I make decrease on the next row, and we will be on the right side. So for now you must have the same number, 20 stitches. So right now we have 20 stitches and the first row of herringbone stitch. I'm going to show you the next row and we are going to make our first decrease. So chain 1, and to make decrease is really simple. You just keep the first stitch and you single crochet into the second stitch. Single crochet, and then you make all the same like we have done in the first row. So just make a herringbone stitch, go to the last, and then make, just repeat the herringbone stitch, and then we are going to make a decrease here, and I will show you then how to make a decrease. So just keep moving and leave 3 stitches and then come back to the video. So I have left the last 3 stitches, and now we are going to make the third one. You make as usual, just, and then you skip the pre-last and you just make the last stitch into the last one. So you skip one and go directly to the last stitch, and that's our decrease. That's it. And now we were going to crochet on the other side, and there are no decrease. You just crochet as usual into each stitch, including the very first one. Don't forget, here you go under this line, make a single crochet, then insert your hook into the very last yarn, and then to the next stitch. Then you have 1, 2, 3, all as I showed before. The last one, then I really hope that it's clear. If you still have questions, always ask me in the comments below. Use subtitles, translation for more clear instructions in case you speak the other language. And you can use playback slow down so you can see it slower in case I was too fast. And just keep crocheting on the other side. And basically that's the whole pattern, because the next row will be on the right side, and we make decrease as I showed you before. We skip the first stitch. Here we skip the pre-last stitch. So after this row I have after the last 2 rows I have 18 stitches, and now I'm on the right side, and it's time to make decrease. We're going to do the same, and we will have 16 stitches. And you can continue like that to make decrease until you have the last 6 stitches, and then I show you how to decrease the last 2 rows to create the top of the Christmas tree, because it will be a different decrease, and you must have at least 6 stitches to make that decrease. So here just continue as usual, chain 1, skip the first, make single crochet into the second, and keep with the herringbone stitch. I think you remember. If you don't remember, you can play back, and then just keep going until you have the 6 stitches in total, and I show you how to finish. So see you later. So I'm going to show you the decrease row. You're going to make the first stitch as you normally do it, and then the next stitch we're going to have 3 loops. You don't finish now this stitch, then you just move immediately after that under the next stitch, and you take the yarn, and now you have 4 loops, so you pull through all 4. That's one. Then we are going to make another one, so you take the last yarn as usual, then pull 1, and don't finish the stitch. You go to the next one immediately, and again you have 4, and you pull through all 4. So right now you do usual thing, you grab 1 yarn, and here is our last, so you just make 3 and pull through all 3. And the last row you chain 1 as usual, and here will be different. We just go under each stitch and pick up the yarn, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and the last one. Five. So I have 5 now. I pull through all 5 and the tree is done. So normally how I finish, I make bigger loop and then put the tree inside and pull, and that's it. And now I'm going to cut the yarn and show you how to make the trunk. Later, of course, you have to weave the ends. Weave also here. And now I'm going to take, you can take any yarn or actually make the same color yarn, all as you wish. So here I have to cut. So for the trunk, I normally don't count any stitches. I just fold the tree into 2, and then here I find like the 4 stitches that I will use for the trunk. If you want, you can count the total number, like we have 20, so you must divide 2 is 10, and then count like 8, and then here 8, and these 4 will be the center for your trunk. Or you can just do approximately like I normally do it, but you can also make your own version of trunk. You can make it bigger or smaller or fatter or thinner as you wish. It's just your imagination and your taste. I normally try to put it on top, so I weave and I don't have time later to. So I just make normal single crochet. Two, three, and 4. So then I chain 1 and make the last row with the 4 single crochet. One, 2, 3, 4. You can go under both here, and that's it. Then I do the same thing. I make the loop a bit bigger. I cut the yarn and then I weave it between the stitches. And the tree is done. I like how this yarn, but well, even with this one, I think it looks pretty. Then you weave the end and it will be like that. So that's basically it. I think these trees are really beautiful. You can make beautiful decoration for your house or use them as a gift. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel and see you again next time. I wish you happy and Merry Christmas.